I'm Anuradha Kapur. I'm a theatre director and a teacher. Usha's going has been a terrible shock. It's also been very heartbreaking. And I'll tell you why. It's very heartbreaking for all her admirers across the country and across the world. But I think we who are her peers feel it all the more sharply because Usha's verve and energy brings to mind the kind of work that she's done in almost 50 years in the theatre. Usha's energy was such that there was never a question of not being positive. In the most difficult of circumstances, she was still planning projects, she was still traveling, she was still making a place available for people. We who run groups or teach or have work in a studio or in a classroom, it's very hard to actually understand and even comprehend the kind of energy that Usha was able to put together several groups that actually work in particular ways and taking on particular responsibilities. Young people who acted, organized, managed, who did hospitality, who traveled, made connections with groups across India. Usha traveled everywhere. Usha never rejected or never refused an invitation. She was always there, making contact, making friends, making an indelible mark on several places in the country. I cannot actually think of any model of the theatre in the last years that have a parallel with Usha's energy and Usha's organizational skills. It's virtually like the model of IPTA being kept alive. The other part that we remember, and I think everybody who remembers Usha will remember, is her incredible generosity. Making a name for herself in Calcutta, I think she probably was one of the only women directors who also led a large group, who made a space available for many experiments to happen, for young people to actually come in and work. Usha invited people for workshops. Usha invited them to work on productions. She collaborated with them. She shaped the productions of people who she thought required her eye and her help. She provided opportunities to everybody and to us. For instance, she said to me, "Come here and work, do a show, make a play, come here, and this space is yours." This is very unusual when people guard their spaces, guard the kind of theatre that they do, don't open doors. I had a very special and recent interaction with Usha in February. She called to say it's time now to felicitate and meet friends. So she invited me to come to her theatre. It was the beginning of her yearly festival, and she felicitated many of us at that time. It was an honor to be felicitated by Usha. That's absolutely something that I remember with the greatest of affection and gratefulness. But also to that occasion which she made possible, where so many of us met, many of us were felicitated, many of us had the opportunity of meeting again after years. It was a gesture of warmth, friendship, solidarity, collaboration, the very spirit of Usha. And so, in losing her, we lose what is an extraordinarily infectious and extraordinarily warm energy that allowed her to be, I mean, in a sense, to give us all, to transmit to us all what she held dear to life. I've had a long association with Usha. I first met her in 1989 when we worked together on a version of Ghare Baire. And it was in a workshop in Kasoli. And she was there enjoying the mountains of Kasoli, but enjoying the possibility of having an interaction with many different friends. Usha, this is a tribute to you and to your unending energy, your ability to bring us all together, and your ability to transfer to us an energy that lasts after you're going. With much love.